First of all, I've got a power seat down here on the driver's side. The passenger side is a manual seat. And we've got power windows. We've got power locks. Over here we've got power mirrors and our light control when we are our interior lighting, so that we can turn it on or off or control it when we open the door. Down below here we've got our bed light controls. We've got a adjustment here for our headlights. If we've got a load on the truck and our headlights want to shine up in the air, we can actually adjust those down so that the headlights are pointed where they're do us the most good. So they anticipate already that you're going to use this truck as a work truck with a load in the back or with towing something. So they built in on these trucks a standard light adjustment so that you can bring that down, and actually having the light in the right place makes it much safer. I'm going to do a quick acceleration test here, Will. I'm going about 25. I'm going to show you what this V8 is capable of doing. Hopefully this little car, if he goes, okay, here we go. That was 25 to 60 in about 4 seconds. So, as you can see, the V8 in this thing, well, besides possibly getting me in trouble, and don't you anybody tell that I did that, is very, very capable. And believe me, if you've got 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 pounds on the back of this thing, I've had people tell me they can't even feel it there. So towing and hauling with this thing is very easy. Now we're on a pretty rough road here, so you can kind of get the feel. It's still pretty smooth, but pretty quiet too. You'll find that this truck is much wider than most of its competition, so the ride on this thing, the stability of it is very good and very stable. Back to some of my other buttons down here. I've got on this truck you have front, side, and curtain airbags. Now I've got a button down here to turn this curtain airbags off. What happens is people, if they are working with this truck, they're on a construction site or the farm, or maybe they're just taking it hunting, they get off road and the truck starts to want to do this. Well, the airbags sense a rollover. So what happens is, if you want to keep the airbags from deploying at the wrong time, you can actually turn them off. But that would only be in extreme conditions where you would not want them to deploy accidentally. We're going to talk. Let's see. That's pretty much it over there. We'll wait for these cars to go by. That'll give me a minute to talk to you about my light bar. I've got headlights and fog lights all right on here. I've got turn signals, and my brights are all controlled right from this knob, this stalk here. I've got my windshield wiper controls here, and my cruise control down here. It's a great way. I love this little button here. Push on and push down, and you're cruising. It's really easy. It's easy to find in the dark, and it's really easy to control and function. On the steering wheel, we've got audio controls, and we've got Bluetooth, hands-free phone, Bluetooth phone capability. I believe a real must down the road before the government mandates that we will not even be able to make a phone call. We can do that right here from our steering wheel. Let's see. Oh, here we go. There's a couple more buttons for you, Will. Take a look at this. This is our traction control button. We can actually turn our traction and stability control off. What you want to do there is, if let's say you're really stuck and you want wheel spin, this will actually shut off the throttle sensor and allow you to spin the wheels. This is your rear window slider control button here, on, off, or open, close type of thing. We've got a trip computer information set up here that reads out up here on our dash. We've got our shift on the fly 4-wheel drive transfer case. Our tow haul mode here actually changes the gear ratio in the transmission. Let's say you've got something on the back, you're hauling, but it doesn't use the transmission to its optimum capability. Actually, it may run warm if you don't use the tow haul mode. That's actually very convenient. It changes it from like a 6-speed to a 5-speed and gives you more capability towing wise. We're going to turn on to the interstate here, Will, and I'm going to show you just how simple it is to get this thing up to merging speed without really hardly even breaking a sweat. I've got lots of throttle left, and I'm already at 65. I haven't even reached the end of the ramp yet, and I'm already ready to merge, and there we go. still really quiet. I can almost whisper and you can still hear me. That's how smooth and quiet this thing is. You could almost set the camera on the dash and it would show you how smooth and quiet it is. Let's talk about, let's start up here real quick, Will. We've got a auto-dimming mirror with HomeLink and compass. And actually built in here, we'll get a shot of it later when we park. We've got a camera. We've got a 3-inch screen with a camera there that actually will show you where your backup camera is. Moving down, we've got our clock and our outside thermometer. As you can see, it's 10 degrees today. And that's I think that's our high so far, so it's pretty cold here. We've got a AM, FM, CD radio. They are set up so that you could possibly get an XM radio built into this with a 90-day free trial, and a receiver and subscription is required. We've got our climate control system. Here's your fan speed or your air speed, your air temperature for the driver and passenger. This is your air direction, depending on where you want the air to go. That's the button to use there. Air conditioning, recirculation button, and your heated mirrors. Those are replaces the rear window defogger, I guess. Your entertainment system is supported by a auxiliary audio input and a USB port for your thumb drives or zip drives or whatever you want to call them. Down here you're going to see we've got a couple of different ports for different plug-ins. We've got an area here for I don't know, gloves or whatever you might want to throw in there, something that'll fit nice and easy. It's easy to get out. Cup holders. We've got 3 cup holders. We've got lots of room in here. This is removable, and it actually will allow you to take that out and put in hanging files, like a mobile office. Kind of neat. We're back at the dealership already, and gosh, let's talk a little bit about the passive safety features in the vehicle. We talked a little bit about the steering wheel. It is tilting and telescoping, so I can actually put this thing wherever I'm the most comfortable with it, all right? Now, one thing about it, too, is that it's collapsible. So if there's any reason that I would come in contact with the steering wheel in a frontal collision, this would collapse and give way so that it's much safer and less likely to cause harm in a front accident. It also has smart front multi-stage airbags in the front driver and front passenger. It has seat-mounted side airbags for the front driver and front passenger, which actually protect the thorax or the body area of the two front passengers. And I mentioned earlier about the curtain airbags that deploy from the roof for all 4 outboard passengers, front two driver and passenger, and the 2 outboard passengers in the back. Those are very important. Insurance companies love these because they actually will help protect the head, not only from debris coming in, but from head striking anything that is hard. The number 1 debilitating long-term injury from any accident is head injury. So the head trauma is the one thing you want to avoid at all costs, and airbags, curtain airbags, help with that situation. It has a driver knee blocker airbag. The 7th airbag is the driver knee blocker. It deploys from under the steering column here. It helps protect the lower extremities of the driver. Plus, it also helps keep the driver propped up in a position so that all the other supplemental restraints actually do their job and do a better job at it of protecting me and my passengers in an accident. Even the seat belts are smart. The seat belts have pre-tensioners. That means when I'm leaning forward in this thing, the seatbelt's always going to come back with me. If I lean forward and the seatbelt stays there, I've got this slack now that in a frontal collision, I'm going to travel as far as that seatbelt lets me. That puts me in the danger zone of having the airbag deploy and cause trauma to the head area. So it's always going to keep me in the proper position so that all the other restraints do their job. It also has a force limiter. What that means is that when that does deploy, it relaxes just enough to reduce the impact of me and the seatbelt. Because believe me, there is an impact, and people have hurt themselves, bruised themselves, broken bones because of the impact between you and the seatbelt. Well, that force limiter actually relaxes just enough to reduce that impact to hopefully avoid any of those kind of injuries. Gosh, what have we left out? Well, I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but I know that we can do something. Let's look at the mirror. Let's put on the brake. We'll put it in reverse. And there it is. Now, the green lines are actually directional lines. So if I back up and turn to the left, that's actually going to kind of tell me where I'm headed and give me an idea of where I'm going to be clear behind us. It's kind of funny, I'm looking at that, I'm looking at the camera, you're probably seeing me too. So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool little situation. Man, there's so much kind of cool stuff that I'm sure I left something out, but that's why you got to come in and take a ride in it and go for a test drive with me. Let's pull back into the service area here, and we'll go over that window sticker when we get out. All right? Sounds good. Wow. Told you it's impressive. This thing is a beast. And besides that, it's affordable, it's economical, and everybody I've ever sold one to said that they love it. And, oh, one thing too. It's been judged by J.D. Power as the #1 most dependable, reliable truck 5 years in a row. I've had people say that, you know, Ford, Chevy, Dodge owners been converted. They'll never buy anything but a Toyota again. So come on over, let's take a look at that window sticker real quick. First off, I want to talk real quick about the warranty on the vehicle. This truck is warranted just like any other Toyota vehicle.
Line 6, please. Call in line 6.
Line 6, Colin. This truck is warranted like every other Toyota made. 3 years, 36,000 mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. It's got a 5-year, 60,000 mile powertrain warranty, and you know, it's been the same every year that the last 9 years that I've worked here. Toyota doesn't have to compete for your business by raising the powertrain warranty to 5 years 100 or 10 years 100. The other companies have to do that just to compete with Toyota's legendary dependability and reliability. Toyota's been consistent with this 5-year, 60,000 mile powertrain warranty ever since I've been here. So it's nice to know that Toyota is actually putting the dependability and reliability in the vehicle rather than in a warranty. So that's my little spiel on why they don't do, you know, 10-100 on the powertrain. First of all, this truck for 2011 has not yet been rated on the frontal and side impact, but like every other vehicle that Toyota makes, these are always 4 and 5 stars. It wouldn't surprise me if they were all 5 stars, but the rollover rating on this is rated at 4, which is very high and pretty much standard on almost all the Toyotas, the SUVs and trucks that they have. Very, very safe. That's part of why that shock suspension system in the back, being staggered and being on the outboard side of the springs, actually helps with the stability from side to side. The truck is rated, and actually this is a 5.7 liter V8 with the 6-speed automatic. And actually we didn't touch on it. It was a badge on the back. It's actually a flex fuel vehicle, so it can run on 85% ethanol. But it's rated at 13 city, 17 highway. Now that's an average. There have been people that got up to 16 miles in town or 20 miles per gallon on the highway. So depending on how you drive it, where you drive it, the conditions you drive it in, all of that can vary. Wouldn't surprise me at all if you got at least what the sticker says. Toyota's very, very good about that. There's a huge long list of standard features in this truck, which is really what makes this truck an exceptional value. Some of the upgrades here is an upgraded radio speaker system with Bluetooth and some of those features we talked about earlier. The TRD off-road package, which gets you all of the skid plates and the tow hooks and the suspension upgrades. It has the power driver seat, which is 8-way cold weather package, power sliding rear window. All of those added features just make it more comfortable and more capable. But believe me, as a standard truck, this thing is very well equipped and amazingly good value. This truck is $37,000. And, you know, we haven't talked about any incentives. I guarantee you that this truck is going to be priced at an exceptional value compared to its competition, especially when you look at apples to apples and when you know exactly what this truck is capable of. You need to come see me and take a test drive and prove it for yourself. My name is Rick Mavis. I work at Shottenkirk Toyota at 54th and Broadway in Quincy, Illinois. Come on in and let's go for a ride. Thank you.